Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? Welcome to the Coming Apocalypse. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. We do have some information. This just in. The situation is accelerating now in the Middle East. Israel is attacking Hezbollah. The United States is bombing Iran. Iran is threatening serious threats that is very dangerous. And we're going to talk about all that in just a second. Can I put a disclaimer out, though? Disclaimer, some of the content and information of this video is for entertainment only. Well, then I need some cup of coffee, and my cup is empty. Fill my cup, Lord. Please fill it up, Lord. It's the one with the cup and the cross. Yes, you can get those at my website, paulbegleyprophecy.com. Guys, here's what's going on. Can I put a shout out for Noble Gold? www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. Or call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. The national debt just hit $39 trillion. What? And it's growing $37,000 every second. Who's paying for all of this? You are. Every dollar you save is worth a little less every day. Noble Gold Investment will help Americans protect their savings with a physical gold and silver shipped to your door, or it can be held in a tax-advantaged IRA. Let them help you with this. Save your 401k. Save your retirement fund. Save your savings by going to www.pastorpaulgold.com or call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. And if you qualify, and you probably do, they'll give you this 1/10 of an ounce gold coin for free. That's worth over $500 if you qualify, and you probably do. Set it up. Do it now at Paul Begley Prophecy. No, at www.pastorpaulgold.com. All right. Now, yeah, we got a lot going on right now, guys. I mean, it's getting really, really, really weird and concerning, to say the least of it. Whew. And I tell you, unless people get their hearts right with God, we are going to seriously see that we're running out of time. You can get your coffee cup. As I said, it's at my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. They've been asking me, how do I get a cup? How do I get a cup? Go there. You can order it right there. It gets shipped directly to your home. Nice packaged and protected so it don't break. Well done. All right. Now, here's what's going on. Yes, the war is starting to roar again, and that's very concerning. But also, the Ayatollah Mossab Khomeini, if he's really still alive, I've yet to see him. The Ayatollah Mossab Khomeini. Come on. Now, how come I can't say his name all of a sudden? The Ayatollah Khomeini. Yeah, the Ayatollah Mossab Khomeini. Yes. If he's really alive and a real person, this is what he's saying. Matter of fact, I got a picture here. I just want you to know what he supposedly looks like. We're still trying to get a confirmation if this guy's actually really alive. Now, the State Department, the Pentagon is saying that he is still alive, that he's disfigured. He may have lost a leg, partial face disfigurement, and that he's been in pretty bad shape. But they're saying, yes, he is actually alive, and that he is trying to run this nation from his bedside. Or he's dead, and they're just using him. There he is. They're just using him as this character leader, this, auto pen type leader. So with that going on, listen to this. Here's what they're saying. They are now saying that Israel will not live to see another 15 years. That's according to Iran's supreme leader. His threat by the Ayatollah Mossab Khomeini comes amid hopes of a breakthrough in the talks between the United States and Islamic Republic. Does that sound like breakthrough? Iran's new supreme leader has declared Israel will not live to see another 15 years. In a chilling affirmation of the Islamic Republic's enmity toward the Jewish state of Israel. Death to Israel and death to America remains the regime's slogans, according to a statement from the Ayatollah Mossab Khomeini that aired this morning by Iran's state broadcasters. The rhetoric echoes the claim a decade by his father, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed on the opening night of the war when he and 49 other top leaders were assembled, and President Trump ordered a strike to kill them all. The Israelis, he said that this new supreme leader says Israel will not survive another 25 years. Well, I can make a prediction. He won't. He certainly won't survive another 20, if he's even still alive. The comments come as the Iranian Revolutionary Guard commander told the JC that the biggest mistake of the regime's enemies was killing his father, the elder Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The Sun is reported to have authorized negotiations with President Trump's administration, but also appears determined to reassure the regime's hardline ideological base. In his statement broadcast today in Iran, the Ayatollah Mossadegh Khomeini said that the slogan "Death to America" and "Death to Israel" would continue to be the slogans of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard and Islamic Nation of Iran. Especially its youth will be trained that way. He continued, the region will not return to past conditions, and Washington will no longer have a safe place to maintain a military base anywhere in the region. The Ayatollah Mossadegh Khomeini has not been seen publicly since he took the position of supreme leader, replacing his father. There's no videotape at all of him being alive, and there's still some who question whether or not he is alive. There has been continued speculation over his health and claims that he has also been severely injured in this war, an attack that killed his wife and a child or two. While negotiations are ongoing with America, hardline supporters of the Islamic Republic insist that any agreement with what they describe as the murderers of the martyred imam, talking about his father, can never truly be accepted by the regime's ideological base. Their biggest mistake was killing our leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said Hamidreza Ahmad Abadi, who is an Iranian Revolutionary Guard foot soldier and paramilitary member who now oversees a checkpoint in the central Tehran, Iran. They never imagined we could fight back the way we are right now. You failed to overthrow our divine regime. You failed to open the Straits of Hormuz. You failed to disarm Hezbollah. Well, right now, Israel is bombing the heck out of Hezbollah, and the United States has begun blowing up Iranian gunboats just outside of the Straits of Hormuz, and they're blowing up locations that the Iranians use to launch missiles from in Iran. Okay. Also, Hamad Abadi described the regime's losses not as a defeat, but as a source of future legitimacy. The only real loss was the martyrdom of our imam. This is bad for us, but good for him. He always wanted to become a martyr. In the long run, it may even strengthen us, he added. We can always remind pro-deal politicians in Iran who was killed and by whom. The question now is, how will the regime ideological core, including the more than 120,000 members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, how will they react to any future agreement with Washington, D.C.? We will respect the negotiations, Ahmad Abadi said. Then, with a change of tone, he said, but the sense of betrayal will never heal. Remember what we are capable of doing inside the country and in the Straits of Hormuz and across the world. And after a pause, he insisted, of course, we will respect the deal. But Iranian opponents of the regime feel abandoned amid the current negotiations after they see the promises by Trump and the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to help unseat the regime, which anti-regime protester Imam now believes to be bluffs. Expanding and then explaining he felt deeply betrayed, the Imam said, either our movement was used by the West to achieve its own interests, or we have to accept that the regime won this war. Some dissidents fear that a deal could hand the Islamic Republic the breathing space it needs to crush what remains of the Iranian civil society. So if the regime survives this, they will come after us, said a lawyer based in Tehran who has chosen to remain anonymous. She believes any agreement between Washington and Iran will allow the authorities to intensify their crackdown on Iran's already battered opposition movement. She also said, so far, what Trump calls support has brought us nothing except more suffering. The regime uses his statements against us, calling us American and Israeli spies and claiming our movement is fabricated and funded by the West. That's not Trump's fault. That's what the Iranian regime is saying about those who are in Iran who want to have a civil society and not a radical Islamic apocalyptic regime. So the apocalyptic Revolutionary Guard hardliners are saying to the civil group who want to have a more modern secular society, you guys are spies for Washington, D.C. and for Israel. And that's why they're hanging them every day from cranes in the middle of Tehran and right in the middle of the city. Looks like something from Gilead in the television series, the Testament. I'm telling you, it's that evil and that wicked. So she's pointed to the total internet shutdown imposed during the conflict, mass arrests to their innocent protesters, the growing militarization of their country, the wave of executions, the murdering of 40,000 people in the streets. 29 people have reported been executed since the war began in February by hanging from cranes in the middle of the city. Some of them were even young people as young as 18 years old. And when was the last time you heard Benjamin Netanyahu or Donald Trump speak about the Iranian people? Well, they do all every day. It's just you don't hear it. She doesn't get to hear it because she's in an internet blocked out nation. She can't even hear what's being said by me and many others who are supporting the Iranian people. They don't know we are because their internet's been shut off. They have no access to the outside world. All they get is propaganda TV by the Iranians. And that's part of warfare. And that's part of what's going on, guys. It's an ugly, 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 ugly situation that is developed right now. And we need to really pray one for another. Now, also, President Trump, there is reports that, of course, he had to go back to Walter Reed for another medical checkup the third time in 13 months. A lot of people are thinking maybe there's something physically wrong. The president says there's nothing wrong. I'm just staying on top of everything. I'm under a lot of pressure. He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, folks. So he needs our prayers. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Trump is tired of media leaks, so he is now proposing non-disclosure agreements for all federal workers that if you're going to work for the United States, you must sign a non-disclosure agreement. And so, because he's tired of all the leaks to the media, and then the media or sometimes the media just makes up stories and says that somebody leaked it to them when nobody did. That's going on too. There's a lot of lying going on in these last days, and there's going to be. Oh, by the way, Candace Owen, she's thinking about running for president in 2028. You got to be kidding me, right? I mean, has she lost her mind? But that's just, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. So, whatever. That might be the. I'm trying to figure out which is a bigger joke: Candace Owen running for president in 2028, or AOC running for president in 2028. Which joke is bigger? I think Candace. It's really ugly. Anyway, let me move on. We also have some more information, and that is the United States definitely started bombing Iran after the negotiators arrived to try to restart the peace talks. The United States bombed the Iranian targets last night actually, and early this morning, including missile launch sites and Iranian gunboats that were trying to lay mines, according to U.S. Central Command. CENTCOM claimed that the boats were laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran closed shortly after the U.S. and Israelis started bombing their country. A ceasefire agreement was implemented last month, though occasional fire has been exchanged. The latest strikes come just hours after Iranian negotiators arrived in Qatar. Hours after the Iranian negotiators arrived in Qatar for talks to end the war, the United States forces struck missile launch sites in Iran and Iranian gunboats that were trying to replace the mines in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command characterized the strikes in southern Iran as defensive and said they had been intended to protect our troops from the threats posed by the Iranian forces. Central Command continues to defend our forces while using restraint during the ongoing ceasefire, according to Captain Tim Hawkins, the Central Command spokesman on the subject. Okay, so it's getting uglier by the minute, guys, uglier by the minute. President Donald Trump has claimed the U.S. and Iran are nearing a deal, but Iranian officials have said that no deal is imminent at all. The two biggest points of contention are the Strait of Hormuz and Iran's nuclear material. Iran now wants to have the right to charge a toll to every boat that comes through the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran wants to continue to hang on to their nuclear dust or nuclear enriched uranium that's somewhere in the piles of rubble that the United States bombed back last June in Midnight Hammer. Publicly, President Trump officials have insisted Iran was on the verge of making nuclear weapons, even though U.S. intelligence officials concluded that Iran was not close to doing so. That's not true. That's what the media says. That's not what the United States officials said. And the only intelligence official who said anything close to that was Tulsi Gabbard, and she just resigned. Trump issued a lengthy Truth Social post saying that he had spoken with leaders of several countries and stipulated that any deal to the end the Iranian war should require them to A, everybody needs to sign the Abraham Accords, B, Iran has to give up all nuclear material, enriched uranium, and have no ability to make a nuclear weapon, and C, everyone has to recognize Israel as a nation, and the Straits of Hormuz has to be open to all people, and Iran cannot be charging a toll and terrorizing the ships that are trying to go through the Straits of Hormuz. These are the things that have to be done. So, yeah, this is where we're at, guys. It's getting crazier by the minute. And meanwhile, Israel is bombing Hezbollah over in Lebanon. Israel steps up its strikes in Lebanon as the United States pushes for an Iranian peace deal. So we got all of these different things happening at the same time. Let me tell you about the Israeli situation, because it is quite significant, okay? It really is. And we talk about all of this in my brand new books coming out, Trump versus the Beast. My co-author, Troy Anderson, he's a Pulitzer Prize nominated journalist, and we're hoping this book has already went #1 hot release on Amazon. It starts shipping August 16th. You can get your pre-orders in now. Help drive it to be a #1 bestseller. It really needs to be. It is a #1 hot release. We're really up against it. But here's what's going on with Israel, just so you'll know. Give me a second there to relocate with what happened to the story. Okay. Israel has intensified its military campaign against Hezbollah this morning, striking targets across Lebanon after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he had ordered the military to increase the blows against the Iranian-backed militant group. The Israeli military said it had struck more than 100 Hezbollah sites overnight last night in southern and eastern Lebanon, including weapons storage facilities and Hezbollah command centers. It also issued an evacuation warning this morning for the entire city of Nablus, one of the largest cities in southern Lebanon, signaling the airstrikes there were imminent. So they told the whole city, you need to leave because we're going to be doing some airstrikes in there, blowing up Hezbollah strongholds. Also, the town of Mashgara, a town in the Bekaa Valley, was among the other areas that were hit overnight, killing at least 11 people, including 2 civilians, according to Lebanon's health ministry. Asked about the strike, the Israeli military referred to an earlier statement saying several strikes conducted within seconds in the area had targeted Hezbollah infrastructures. We are at war with Hezbollah, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu said in a video last night, adding that he had ordered the military to press on the pedal even more. In the latest round of fighting began in March, shortly after U.S.-Israeli offensive against Iran, with Hezbollah started firing rockets against Israel, and U.S. brokered ceasefire took effect in April, but its tit-for-tat attacks have always continued, with each side accusing the other of violating the truce. Now the violence in Lebanon appears to be intensifying, just as President Trump and Iranian officials have signaled trying to make progress in their deal. Trump and the United States began bombing Iranian targets and Iranian gunboats, while Israel began bombing over 100 locations of Hezbollah strongholds within the nation of Lebanon. So it's getting ugly, guys. It's getting ugly, and it may be about to get the ugliest it has since the war began, to be quite honest. I pray for peace. I really want peace. I'm very concerned about this whole situation. It is disturbing, to say the least. It's very, very disturbing, but it is what it is. And so we're going to keep praying. That's for sure. Okay, that is for sure. Thank you guys for all your love gifts and prayers. Thank you so much. And yes, Trump versus the Beast right now is number 45 in the category of prophecies, and that's all prophecies. So doing quite well. It starts shipping August the 16th. The book will start shipping August the 16th. Help us by getting your pre-orders in. And if you can, order 5 books. You're going to need to give 4 of them away. And there's people who significantly need to know what is happening right now in these end times. There's no doubt about that. We are in the last days. Wow. Are you serious? It's getting ugly with a capital U, not you. You. Rattle! Full report in these end times. The rapture is just around the corner. I don't know when. Oh, you love the shirt? I want to be so full of Christ that if a mosquito bites me, it flies away singing, "There's power in the blood."
Saturday was silent.
What?
And surely it was through.
Thank you, Wendy.
And since when has impossible ever stopped you? And Friday's disappointment is Sunday's empty tomb. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? This is the sound of a dry bones rattling. This is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Pentecostal fire, stirring something.
You don't want to miss tonight's Paul Begley podcast. It's on Warren Jeffs and the LDS FLDS, Warren Jeffs Cult Classic. I'm coming out. serious? Are you serious about all of this?
My God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that he wants to. Just ask the man who was thrown on the bones of Elisha if there's anything that he can do. Just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb in the garden what happens when God says to move. I feel him moving it now. I feel him doing it now. I feel him doing it now. Do it now. Do it now. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Yeah, this is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Prophesy and say to them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up from your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Then you shall know that I am the Lord, and I will put my spirit in you, and I will place you in your own land, and you shall live. I will place you in your own land. You shall live, 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 live.
Bobo in the house.
This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
Dry bones live.
This is the praise, make a dead man walk again.
Dry bones live.
Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm
Bobo.
gonna live,
Look. Bobo.
Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming
Bobo in the house.
gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
I'll be back with more current world events now they relate to biblical prophecy. Everybody say hello to Bobo.